Hello from Katie Kelly of Long and Foster Real Estate and Lori Orders from By the Bay Designs, here on location bringing you Happy Hour Haven from the Sherwin-Williams in Severna Park. So we're going to head inside and finish up our paint talk on paint sheens, kind of what are the different types and where to use them in your house. So we're heading on inside. All right, so here we are in Sherwin-Williams, and we're going to just chat about basically the 5 or so different types of paint sheens. First we'll start with what they are, and then what their perks are and what their drawbacks are and where to use them in your house, right?
Sounds great. So we have gloss, which is your highest sheen, followed by a semi-gloss, then you have a satin, then you have your eggshell, then you have your matte, and then you have your flat. Okay, and as you go down in the ones that I just said, their sheen lessens as well. So at the top of the pyramid, you have your gloss, which is super shiny, and at the very bottom, you have your flat, which is not shiny at all.
Right. So let's talk about where we would use a gloss, a high gloss or a semi-gloss.
Okay, so semi-gloss and high gloss are typically used in crown molding, baseboards, around windows, windowsills, and sometimes people will use semi-gloss in their bathrooms as well.
Okay, so basically semi-gloss has a very high durability, meaning that it's cleanable. You can clean it. You can wipe it down. It's not going to change the paint.
Yeah, you can spray and wipe any marks off that are on it for sure.
Okay, so let's go to the other end, the matte and the flat. What are the advantages of those, and where would you use those? Okay,
so the matte and the flat, a lot of people use those in bedrooms, in low traffic areas, family rooms. The pros to the flat and the matte is that it doesn't show any imperfections in the wall. So if you have an older home that might have imperfections in the drywall, the flat and the matte is the place to be for that. The downfall of that is sometimes you can't spray anything or wipe them down if you have a smudge or a mark on it.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong though, the new matte finish is kind of deemed a washable flat.
That is correct. That is correct. I just put a matte in my house. I haven't had to wash it yet, but I can let my customers know, how that works. But that's what they're claiming.
Yeah, and I actually prefer flat just because we have an older house. So
yeah, it's a personal kind of preference as to what sheen you like.
Okay, so let's talk about eggshell and satin.
So eggshell and satin have a little bit of sheen in them. Certainly nothing like the semi-gloss and the gloss, but much more than the matte and the flat. You can use a satin. You can use it on bedroom walls, hallways, areas where there's a lot more traffic where you might want to spray or take like a Clark's wipe and wipe your wall down.
Okay, so basically you need to make a personal choice as to whether you want durability, which would be the highest durability would be gloss, or whether you want coverage and lack of imperfection, which would the highest of that would be the flat.
Right. And I normally recommend for our clients that lead an active lifestyle with children to do kind of like a flat matte or even a satin.
Okay. All right, so there we are. Hopefully a couple episodes of this Happy Hour Haven has helped you figure out paint. So go ahead and enjoy your weekend, and we are signing off of Happy Hour Haven on location.